And when I saw your prototype already finished, and you only making it better, I already saw the future. I saw the future. How many dogs and how many people were going to be able to connect at a deeper level. I want to teach people how to read a dog properly, because you have to be your dog pet parent, but also be the coach, also the teacher. Life is definitely simple. We make it complicated. So my goal in life right now is to make sure that I share my wisdom to the next generation. Well, today I'm super excited because I've been wanting to sign this contract for 4 years. It's a contract that I know I'm doing it because my spirit has told me to do it, my instinct tells me to do it, my passion for dogs tells me to do it, and it was a smart move. So this is the Sacco Car. This car is going to absolutely help many dogs who need to express their spirit by running. And as you know, I have rollerbladed my whole life. I have used a bike. I have used a skateboard, because many times when I come to people's home to help a dog, the dog wants to run so bad. And nobody seems to listen to the dog, and everybody thinks they have to walk with the dog. And I always promote, walking with a dog, but some dogs, they have to run. How do we met? Do you remember? Yes, you said we were in Orlando, and I turned around and I saw a green Sacco Car. Was it a green Sacco Car?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it was a green Sacco Car. And I say, wow, I've been wanting to have one of those cars in a long time. I'm going to show you my prototype one day. I have it in the back. I'm going to show you what I made in before I met you. And it's just like a square thing that I did with wheels. Just so you know that I always wanted to have a car as good as yours. But I'm not an engineer.
No.
I don't know how to design a car, but I knew that a car is what many people will benefit from, especially older people. I think if they lose their fear and they learn, to stay young, they're using a car like the Sacco Car that will totally make them more mobile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if they have a young dog. But the young people with young dogs, and they have a dog that is just by breed a runner, or that dog is have so much pent up energy. Running is the best way to help a dog. So I don't see the car just as a luxury, or I see it as a necessity.
Yeah.
As a necessity, as a safer, because a lot of people can rollerblade, a lot of people can skateboard, or even a bike is only two wheels. So we met in Orlando.
Yep.
Right? And do you remember what I said? Or how did you say
Yeah, you were very excited.
Yeah.
And you were running over to the booth, and you were standing in the cart, and you were shouting, everybody should have a cart like this.
Right?
Yeah.
And we were not even partners yet.
No.
No. And I was already excited about it, because I was always looking for it. And when I saw your prototype already finished, and you only making it better, I already saw the future. I saw the future, how many dogs and how many people were going to be able to connect at a deeper level. Because I do feel that when we walk with the dogs, when we backpack with a dog, when we swing with a dog, when we hike with a dog, or when we run with a dog, the connection is at another level. You know what I mean? And so I saw it, and so what did I say next? Did I say?
You want one?
Okay. And you said it to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got one.
All right. So, and then what happened?
Yeah, then you start using it at the ranch,
Yeah.
I guess. And then we start to talk more about the future for Sacco, and I was redesigning the whole thing.
Yeah.
And now we have made the new model that's going to be your model,
Yeah.
the Cesar Millan edition.
Yeah.
So
what's different
happens.
in my edition? What are you putting different?
Oh, it's a different package. It's a different design. The design can look alike, but it's upgraded a lot.
Right. So why do you design Sacco Car? Why do you got into the Sacco Car?
Yeah, so my background is a dog musher from I was young, from 11 years old. And we did the winter mushing, with the sledges and toboggans.
Which is normal in Norway.
That's normal in Norway. And then in the summertime, we needed to train and exercise the dogs, not just for the winter, but train them to the fall and winter season. And
Why
then
you have to train them? Why?
Because the dogs need exercise. They need to work, or they get stressed. They get, tangled into so many problems because they need to be used.
Right.
A larger dog needs to be used, and that's kind of why we made a different toboggan at that part with 4 wheels.
Right.
And to make other people happy as well, we went into the city in Oslo and we picked up people with disabilities, take them into the cart and take them into the forest so they can explore the nature, not just sitting in their wheelchair and boring in an apartment.
You started with wheelchair people?
Yeah, because they were locked into their apartments.
Right.
So we picked them up and took them into the forest.
What a brilliant idea.
Yeah, we had a good time doing that. So that
because they master a chair.
Yeah, and they could see the nature.
Yeah.
And feel the joy about.
So how do they do it with the legs?
Yeah, they were just.
When they're paralyzed from the legs down.
Yeah, we used a special. They were sitting in a toboggan actually at that time though, so that had 4 wheels on.
Right.
And they had supported their legs though. But this is easy to kind of make available for a disabled person as well though.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, you can't do that with skateboards or with rollerblades or things like that.
No.
I never thought about that. What a brilliant activity.
Absolutely, and it feels good to do something for other people as well.
I just helped a lady, in season 4, and she is paralyzed from the waist down. She got into a car accident at 17, and one of the things I did unconsciously is to create like a bar on the side so her 2 bulldogs can pull her.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were fighting with each other. And I said, well, they're fighting with each other because they're bored out of their mind and, and they're frustrated. And on top of that, you get nervous and you don't exercise them. So in a way, I did it like a mini version of a Sacco Cart. And I never even thought about her driving this Sacco Cart. But I think she can because she's a great wheelchair. She dances on a wheelchair.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So her abilities to move things or to do things with a wheelchair, which ultimately is a Sacco Car.
Yeah, and she can discover a new world though, with her dogs and go out there and.
I don't know how far the bulldogs are gonna go.
No.
2-3 houses and they're dropped. They need the Norwegian dogs.
A short trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need some more power probably though to do that. It has to be.
People in America, they're gonna see me with my 2 Norwegian dogs, professional.
Yeah.
Can any dog pull?
No, it has to be a certain size though, and
Okay.
I'm a kilogram guy, so I'm from Europe, so at least like a 20 kilogram dog it should be.
20?
20 kilogram, yeah.
What is that compared to pounds?
It's
40
about
pounds?
44.
44. Okay.
44 pounds.
Well, that's a nice, hefty dog.
Yeah. So, and if you just have one dog, you need to help a little bit out if you go on a steep.
Right.
Steep, yeah.
Yeah, get out like a scooter type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or you can use the cart, but you have to walk off, so you can't mistreat the dog or anything like.
And so we talk about it, and today we sign a contract 4 years later. But then I needed something.
Yeah, you needed dogs, so we brought you actually 2 champion dogs from Norway, from professional mushers.
This is amazing. So I don't just, I'm a partner with Sacco, but I have 2 professional.
Yep.
Professional. What do you call them? Mush dogs or what?
Yeah, they're dryland mushing dogs. Or mushing dogs, and you needed an engine though to your cart.
Yes. So. I couldn't do it without it. I don't have this kind of professionals. I just don't. Their backgrounds. Give us a little bit on the background. Their grandparents.
This is bred for run though. Also bred for
mushing. Give us a little bit more. Teach us about who make this dog. So. What kind of people are
I think
because they don't look like huskies.
No, they don't, and they are mixed by several dog types though to have the speed and endurance and the power to pull though. So they don't have the fur you kind of think about when a Siberian husky. They have like a double coated but it's short hair, and they are built for speed and for pulling.
Incredible.
So because the dog mushers, the professionals, they try to do and make the dog as fit as possible for running though. And
why are they so thin?
Because they are always in activity. They want to run though. they don't have a good life without running. They love this, and they're screaming when you come to get them to put him into.
Excited.
Yeah, very excited.
Excited about it. I have to say something because these guys, they were Norwegians, right?
Yep.
Like a few hours ago. These guys are American citizen. It took me 10 years to become an American citizen. And these guys are also immigrant, okay? But my next life definitely going to be just a dog.
Yeah.
Just that you become an American citizen as soon as you step into the land of America. And these guys are Europeans as well. They have a passport. I came to America illegally with no passport. And these guys are, I mean, they are professional already. They have their own passport, and now they're just an American guys, and now they're part of the DPC team. So I can't wait for you guys to experience them and to see them and to get into this beautiful sport that I really want to promote as much as we can and as much as we should.
Yeah.
You know, because it's about honoring what they were bred for, right? And some
Absolutely.
humans love to run, some humans love to hike, some humans love to swim, triathlon, Spartan. I know that some people say, well, they're not supposed to be running for a long period of time. It's like you're telling a cheetah not to run.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a gazelle not to run. So these dogs have that same spirit of a cheetah, a spirit of a deer to run. You know, so this is not your typical keep a dog in the house. Yes, it looks like a greyhound mixed with a Bichla and a pointer, but these guys were bred for this. The great grandparents are this.
And the breeder is also two professional Norwegian mushers, Tone and Boge Legor. They do this for a living.
And are they first timers, or they already their parents were like that?
Their parents were like that.
Wow.
His Boge's father was actually an Iditarod participant.
Tell them what that is. Iditarod.
Iditarod is the longest dog mushing race in the winter, and Boge's father, he went into the bush in Alaska with a bus and his dogs and trained for a year before he started though. So they have it in the family, they have it in the blood, and they know how to treat dogs. They're really passionate about it. It was hard for them to separate with those two dogs.
They did, but they know that they were coming here.
Absolutely. And they knew that they would have a good life.
Yes. They're definitely going to have an incredible, inspiring life, right? Because I have a few ideas on how I want to make sure that I introduce it to people. On one of the episodes, I want to arrive with them taking me to the consultation.
Okay.
In my Sacco Cart. So it's more like, forget about electric. This is like dog energy, dog pulling. And that's something that I want to promote. I want to promote, people interacting with their dogs, pushing their dogs in a good way, right? Because that's the biggest challenge, and that I hear with dog lovers, that when you exercise a dog and the dog is running for a period of time, it enters this fine line of they call it abuse. So we're gonna make sure we talk about it, because that's not really what we want people to understand, right? It's also abuse not to walk with them.
Yeah.
It's abuse not to run with them, not to expose a dog, not to teach your dog rules by limitations. It's also it's so many. It's a fine line. Obviously everybody has to be very careful and very mindful, and that's why I want to be the one who teaches people about energy, philosophy, actions. When the dog, I want to teach people how to read a dog properly, because you have to be your dog pet parent, but also be the coach, also the teacher. Absolutely. Not just the person that loves a dog. It's like if you are if you're gonna coach your kids, you have to push them.
Yeah.
Right. So if Andre wanted to play soccer, so I have to push him. Calvin wanted to do karate, so I have to push him. Right. I have to push him to do his best, to be the best, to challenge himself, to go through it. Right. And so that's exactly what we're doing. It's just allowing them to be an athlete.
Yeah.
Right. And so because these guys were born to be an athlete, that is their right.
Yeah, and
so we have to honor that.
And they're really good trained.
Yeah.
So you have a really fast new company car.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I can read them. So reading them, you know, when one of them, because you're in the back, so it's easier to read a dog when you're in the back. The dog is in the front. He's pulling you. You know when the gait changes. You know when the breath changes, and that's what I said. The connection that exists when you put in a dog into such a beautiful activity, which is running, and you're going to a high level of speed.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a beautiful fine line of action, you know, and so, but at the same time, you have to know the consistency of his breath, the consistency of his gait, you know, and they if something hurts them, they tell you right away. You just have to be, you know, mindful about it. That's
Yeah.
it. You have to be a good coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, David Beckham would not be what he is if it wasn't pushed by life and by his coach and by himself and by his father. That's how these guys are, like David Beckham. The history and the benefits of the Sacco Cart.
Well, the history.
Yeah, so you tell us a little bit the history and then why you wanted to be part of it.
The history from the cart, you know, this has been in production for over 40 years.
Yeah.
And there was one person in Norway.
Wait, 4 or 40?
40.
40.
40.
Okay, we hope because we both have accent.
No.
The accent guy had to tell the accent guy, wait a minute, I didn't understand your accent.
40 years.
40.
Yeah.
So 40 years.
40 years.
Okay.
And it started with a guy who wanted to train his dog. He had a German Shepherd, and the name of the dog was actually Sacco.
Oh.
That's why it was named the Sacco Cart.
Even better.
So when he saw the potential, he hired an industrial drawer that could draw a new version of what he made. And then the old carts, like I used to say though, have been in production for 40 years.
Right.
Until I got a sample of it and I felt we have to do something to make everything safer, to reach the brakes and suspensions, and yeah, you see the difference from the old and the new one, and that's easy. The cart is made of steel, of course, and aluminum, and a blend by those components. And what's important for me though is that the cart should be easy to bring into your car, so it's easy to take off the wheels, and you can fold it in two and put it in the back of your cart or car. It's very easy, and then you can pull it out and mount it in some few minutes.
So you can transport it.
Transport it really easy, and store it easy, and that's the purpose though, because I want people, not the professional mushers. That's not the goal for the cart. It's more like the common people who has larger dogs to use it, and even go together and buy one together just to lend it to each other and use it together, whatever.
Oh,
it's just to have a community, yeah, like almost with the cars. They 4 different families, they buy a car together.
Oh, wow.
But the cart can be starting clubs, mushing clubs. It's good just to enjoy the mushing.
Right.
Go and meet and go for long trips with the cart together and enjoy being out in the nature, and you do something good for your dog as well.
Right. I like the community part. I mean, that's a good noble way of looking at it, right?
Yeah, because
to make a pack.
Yeah, and that's a good way to communicate and learn. And a lot of dog trainers, you know, they also could use a cart and start a new business in a way though, to start learning people how to use it, because it needs some skills and you have to be patient, because this is an important thing. The dog is a living creature, and it's the engine of the cart, so you need to be careful.
Right.
And treat it right.
What about the brakes on the car?
The brakes are on all 4 wheels.
Okay.
It's hydraulic brakes, so it's easy to stop, and you can hold in the handle, push a button, and the cart is in a lock position. When you get into the cart and get out of the cart, you do that. So you're safe both ways. So you can go and unleash your dogs, or put the leash on the dogs and the harnesses, and then go back to the cart, and then you can just release all 4 wheels.
Right.
And it's also, if you hit the rock or the pavement, if you do urban mushing, and you go up a pavement, the front steering is just tilting up without doing anything to the steering. You have the same position on your hand.
How does that happen? Because I did felt it.
Because it's a special construction in the front that do that. And you have, of course, suspensions, and you have a mushing stand on the back, so you can have 2 people on it, one sitting and one standing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my background was from, like I said, from being a musher when I was young, and most I can't say the most, but a lot of people in Norway that do mushing, they started with a Sacco Cart in the summer.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was produced by the biggest bicycle company in Norway at that time. And then they moved their production abroad, and somebody else took over the production, and it was more like a production under special for special needed people who didn't have. I mean, they have to produce it in a lower scale though, so they couldn't produce enough. I think they have produced during the years about 10,000 carts in total. So now we have a larger production, it's more available for people, and the old cart lasts for over 40 years, so I think this will last for the same.
All right.
So it's a good tool for your dog and for yourself. It's bringing you out there in the nature instead of, you know, kids down to 11 years old is doing the dryland mushing on bicycles, on three-wheelers in Norway and in
Not
Europe.
in America yet.
No, but in Europe it's pretty big, in Germany especially. And they get out there instead of sitting in front of their iPad, and their view is the nature and to have some fun with sports. They train themselves.
Did you guys tell the kids to go up there, or they see the grown people doing it?
I think they see the grown people doing it, and it belongs to a traditional way of doing this, though, for mushers and musher families.
Right.
And it spreads so because everybody sees it and like to be a part of it.
How many mushers in the world, mushers family? Because you mentioned mushers families.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know, but it's a lot. In Germany, I know there are competition where there are 600 and 700 people attending, and with several dogs each. So it's huge, and from bicycles to kick bikes to three-wheelers and four-wheelers. So it's a broad sport.
It's like a festival.
Yeah, almost like a sport.
And it's every year.
Yeah, it's every year.
How long has that been happening? 40 years, 20 years, 100 years?
Probably
How
the
old
last.
is this?
I can't really tell you, Cesar, when the sport in the summer, because of the climate change, has also increased the use of dogs in the winter. The winter is shorter, so they have to use it more in the summertime. They have longer, possibilities to use the dogs, though, and they want to do something with wheels, of course, because the snow is not there anymore at the same level as before. So yeah. So the sport is growing, really growing, and it's growing fast in Europe. So yeah.
Well, I think Europeans, in my experience when I travel, I see Europeans walk more often. Like they're all like Latinos. We walk because we don't have cars, right? So we have to walk, right? But it's not because we want to walk; it's we have to walk. The Europeans, they want to walk.
Yeah, they
like to practice this going for a walk with the dog. So the Latinos don't go for a walk with the dog. The dog just follows them.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's not because, I got to take the dog for a walk. That I never seen that until I went to Europe, and I said, wow, okay, we have to take the dog for a walk. And in Germany, they have a different way of rules, right? The Germans if you want a dog, you have to live by their rules.
Yeah.
Right, and they teach you to be more disciplined, right? As a good German,
Yeah.
And they encourage people to walk a dog, and what I see here in the United States is not encourage. Here is more like if you have a backyard, have a dog.
Yeah.
So it's like each culture has a different way of connecting with a dog. But one thing that I have seen in the Europeans is they bike with the dog more often, and especially in Holland, you see a lot of bikes and a lot of bikes with people and dogs, and just off leash.
Yeah.
Which it's not rare for me to see a dog off leash, because in Mexico, every dog is off leash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a luxury in all different places to have a dog off leash, but in Mexico it's the right.
Yeah.
But then you get to see the dog in different parts of the world, or how certain traditions, or how certain cultures encourage certain things.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that about Europe. I love how they encourage. Like when I'm in England, you see a lot of people in parks, and the dog is off leash, and there's a horse here, and there's beautiful birds, beautiful legs, and it's just a beautiful, colorful, harmonious lifestyle with a dog.
Yeah.
You know, in Europe.
And we Norwegian, we love to go walks in the forest as well, and we are used to it. So
Yeah.
the dogs living in apartments, but they are in parks and they are in the nature, and people take them everywhere.
Yeah.
And we have rules, of course, in Norway. You can't have them off leash in different time of the season when the wildlife is breeding there.
So what is your
Or
dream
something.
with the Sacco Car? I know my dream with the Sacco Car.
Oh, my dream is
Yeah.
to get people to understand the concept of having a dog and using a dog and training a dog, and have a nicer life with your dog instead of
Yeah.
having a stressed, untrained dog, though. And use the cart, of course, for different purposes.
Right.
And even bring your kids out and have fun with the family,
Yeah.
because it's a good exercise for everybody.
Yeah.
And of course, I continuously working on different projects and
Yeah.
try to make things better all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah.
one thing I like about this guy. He's always making the car better and better and better every time. Every time you come back, you always did something good to the car, something better, something safer,
Yeah.
lighter. You know, the wheels are amazing this time. You know, because I used the other one and it was different.
Yeah, it's different because
Yeah.
now we have magnesium rims, and it's a fatter wheel as well,
Yeah.
so it's sturdy.
stable.
Yeah, it's more stable.
Yeah. Yo, so what I want for people is to know, you know, when I created a backpack, when I create a leash, when I create anything, is to enhance the connection, the communication, the relationship. The ultimate is to have trust, respect, love, right?
Yeah.
And when a dog does exercise, discipline, affection, trust, respect, love is what grows.
Absolutely.
Right, so that's my goal. Why? From the moment I saw the Sacco Car, I wanted to be part of it, you know, or I just want one, you know. And you send me one, and then eventually you asked me to be part of it, and I was like, wow, God is amazing, because I get to have a Sacco Car, and then I get to be part of the Sacco family. So we're gonna help a lot of dogs, as we should. I think that we're such a short period of time on Earth.
Yeah.
The best thing we can do is to help. Right, and I know the dogs will, if they can talk and send us a text, they will say, "Thank you for the card." Well, I think what I'm enjoying about life right now is partnering with different people that have healthy traditions, right? So this is a tradition the Scandinavians have done for a while, right? Because you guys live in nature, you guys get to see snow more often than we do, especially here in California or in LA, and especially me from Mexico. You know, I mean, I saw snow on TV. And so to join forces and to tell the world, you know, this is something that I wanted to partner with somebody like you, and it's a tradition. And in Scandinavia, at one point we're gonna bring it all over the world. But right now we're starting with the Scandinavia market. We're moving also where are we doing it with?
Germany, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark. Yeah.
All the Scandinavian.
All the
guys.
Scandinavian.
What about China?
Yeah, we are going to China
Let's
as
go
well.
with Chinese
Yep,
too.
absolutely.
Let's have dinner with them, and then we do the Sacco. 'Cause
We
you
have
can't
an exciting plan
you can't
for-
do dinner. You can't do Sacco and then the dinner.
No.
The Chinese are very traditional with the dinner stuff.
Yeah.
And to top it all out, I want to share your shirt.
Thank you so much, Cesar.
Yes. Because that's what I want to do for people. You created the Sacco Car. I want to teach people how to teach the dogs.
Yeah.
You know, I want to create here at the ranch a Sacco day, you know, so people can come here and also train, teach their dogs, bring some of the mushers, professional mushers, so they can come and learn here with professionals.
Absolutely.
You know? So, well, we're definitely going to teach the Caesar's way, which is trust, respect, love.
And together we are going to make a bright future for dryland mushing and
That's
the dogs.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Mexico and Noruega, papa. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and join me on my mission of better humans, better planet.